Welcome to Go Home Heat, an NXT podcast. If you listen to the last podcast we did on Monday Night Raw, and you think these guys shoot on a WWE, I love them because they're so negative, this is not that episode. Because I love me some NXT.
Because it's a good product.
This is my man Justin right here. We're talking it.
Woo!
We start with Kushida, Leon Ruff versus The Way.
Yeah, I like their name.
I am the Way. I believe Jesus said that.
Uh-huh.
And Johnny Gargano, Jesus.
Yeah, well, and it's also the Dow. Dow means way.
I thought you were talking about the market.
Yeah,
No.
Not the Dow. Not the D-O-W. The Dow.
Tao?
Yeah, T-A-O is D-A. It's pronounced Dow.
It's a hell of a Rick Springfield
Yes.
album.
Yes. Also.
That's what you're referring to.
Exactly what I'm referring
Human
to.
Touch.
Oh, my God. Great song. Great song.
Okay. So Johnny kick out in the prototype. He only thinks he's the prototype.
Yes.
Okay. They have a match here, and I really love this match. Ruff is such a breath of fresh air in the ring. He fights from down under. Gargano dominates. Whenever they tag in Kushida flips the script. And it's so neat because you get this with Bobby Lashley matches, but to see a Kushida-style person
Yes. Just tearing people apart.
is so wonderful.
Well,
it's
yeah.
like a mongoose.
Yeah.
And
he is. He could do that. Nobody in that ring would be able to slow him down.
not in that ring
No.
or many. I love Ruff's little leaping. Was it an Iron Cross or whatever he does?
Yeah, the crucifix bomb.
Yeah, but usually a crucifix isn't a bomb.
No. It's just a roll through usually.
So it's wonderful when he does it.
He's
And
snap over. I love a crucifix bomb. I've seen a couple of guys do it, and I always thought that should be a finisher.
It is for him,
Yeah.
and it has to be because he's not big enough to do it another way. The guy would just stand.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to kind of flip into it. Now he does wind up. We get a blind tag prior to that, and Theory kicks him in the head.
And then hits a new finisher on him that I liked.
It was a good finisher. And I thought the beautiful thing about this match, it reminded me of the past, the Ruff, Johnny Gargano matchups. It was great in the presence thing, and it teases me multiple matchups in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Kushida. I want to see Ruff versus Gargano more. I want to see Ruff versus Prototype. I want to see Austin Theory.
Yeah.
I want to see Kushida versus Austin Theory, and I really want to see Kushida
versus
Johnny Gargano for like a half hour.
Dude, I want that so bad. I want that match.
Just like if you're a wrestling mark, that's your match.
That's your match.
Right?
Yeah.
Two guys, same size, fast as lightning, killing it.
Can go.
Yeah. And, I make fun of him and call him Johnny Kickout, and that's fine. But there's a reason why. Look, I like some reality in my wrestling. I like to be able to whatever. But I also am a Ring of Honor mark, and I've never had a problem with matches that go longer. Maybe I won't put them up against a match that I see differently.
Yes.
But if there's some couple of weird kickouts because they're going to give me another 10 minutes of these two guys that can really wrestle,
Yes.
I will accept that.
Got no problem
for more fun.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So Dexter Lumis has a modern artist. What do you call it? Easel set up there where
with the digital.
Yeah, where he's digitally drawing and then it's going up. Haley has that same setup.
Oh, that's cool.
She looks a little different from Dexter Lumis. The intensity's not there.
Yeah, she's working on it.
Yes, she's trying to get as intense as Lumis.
Mm-hmm.
Probably watching the other Dexter show would help her get there.
Electroshock would probably help too.
Yes, they're just to take off her eyelids.
Yeah.
Okay, and so, but he's drawing something on the actual big screen that they're walking out to, and we'll get to that later as that works out. Toni Storm backstage promo reminds us of the history she has
with Rhea Ripley.
Yes, and that this time will be different because she's different, and I thought this was fine.
Oh, yeah, she reminds you, I'm the one that took the belt off her. Remember that?
Yeah, this is going to be different because I'm different, but also I put her away in the past.
I ran her out of an organization.
She left because of me.
Yeah.
She came here because she wasn't good enough to be with me.
Uh-huh.
Which is sort of true-ish.
Not technically true, but true. Storyline true.
Storyline, absolutely. O'Reilly and Dunn are prepping backstage. We'll get to that.
Oh, my gosh.
Shotzi, backstage promo. Her husband stole the trophy from a Little League banquet. I thought that was a nice little call out, and she howls, which is her thing. Tyler Rust versus Tommaso Ciampa, as Tommaso puts a Thrasher t-shirt on a chair. They let us know that Grimes is hurt, which I know hurts your feelings. 4 to 6 weeks he's out. Jesus, guys get hurt in this company.
Golly, they get
War Games put away 6 people.
Yeah, dude.
Which was a brutal pay-per-view.
Poor Bobby Fish can't ever get well.
But you know what? Put away 6 people in. We didn't have a problem filling out 2 hours.
No, didn't have any problem with the great programming.
Yeah, what a match this was.
Yeah,
I'm not
totally
sure
unexpected.
I'm not 100% sure about the booking with a newcomer getting this level of a match out of Tommaso Ciampa, but it was really, really good.
That dude can wrestle.
He was great.
I don't think he's quite got the look.
No.
But I think the skills are
well, he has the look for one guy.
Bivens.
Shawn Michaels is backstage.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
He's like, that guy reminds me of somebody. Does he, Sean?
Yeah. I wonder who that is.
Long hair, receding hairline. I don't know who you remind me of.
One of his eyes points a little different than the other.
But, dude, Thatcher does wind up coming down, and Rust accidentally kicks him, trying to kick Tommaso. But that doesn't lead. You would think that leads to Tommaso, but it doesn't, because Tommaso does wind up nose to nose with Thatcher. But then when he tries to get back into the ring, Rust takes advantage of that.
Yeah.
As he has a shot to win, and this is the funny thing about Tommaso matches now, is as he starts to wrestle towards the ring ropes, even though he's losing, he's about to win.
Yes.
Because the ring ropes is when
he's about to hit Willow's bell.
Rusty gets caught up in the ring ropes with him, and he hits the Widow's bell and goes over, and I really enjoyed this.
I did too. This is a very unexpectedly good match, and I think I had a lot of fun with it.
Exactly, and it kind of leads you to the, hey, I can't just turn away from my TV when Tommaso's on. Because I thought squash when I saw him over there, which I think is good to insert those things. More importantly, during the commercial break, Bivens comes out, which you alluded to earlier, and says, hey, you're a star.
Yeah.
Now, Thatcher is busy trying to chase Ciampa as Ciampa's walking around, and yet Bivens is moving in on his talent.
Yeah, he is.
And I think that's a good... If what you said is correct and the look jeopardizes his getting over a little bit, a manager can counteract that.
Yeah,
especially one that can be fun and talk a little bit.
Yeah.
And if I don't know, whatever happened to those 2 huge guys that Bivens was managing?
They gave away the ending on Twitter one time for a match. Back months ago. I think that combined with their stiff work, I don't know if they might have got sent home. Not stiff in a good way. Stiff in they look like we didn't know
stiffs.
Yeah,
they're not flexible.
No.
Okay, Doomsday is coming. Karrion Kross.
TikTok.
Yes. Wade Barrett, Beth Phoenix are there with what's that guy's name? He's fantastic. Josh Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph something.
Josh Joseph.
Oh,
I think that's it.
Okay, but anyway, he's great.
Yeah.
Middleman there. Lurch is with Pete Dunne. Kyle O'Reilly, it's not the main event. You're 1 hour in, but it could have been for sure. Roddy Strong are out there with them, and as Pete and Kyle are getting to the middle of the ring to face off, Lurch winds up getting jumped by Killian Dane and Drake Maverick. This gets crazy. Then the Undisputed Era run past.
Oh, there was a tag team we forgot about. We have 6 tag teams in NXT.
Yeah, the Undisputed Era runs past, jumps in, they start fighting. Tyler Breeze comes and holds, they've been out. Tyler Breeze comes down, holds the top rope down. Fandango flies over the top in a beautiful wife beater.
Oh, man.
So good. Can I say that?
Yes.
A white tank top.
White tank top.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's a dated term.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I really apologize. Okay. Anyway, they fight, and they're fighting, and they fight all the way to the back.
And the whole time,
Dunn and O'Reilly have never looked at anything but each other's eyes.
Perfect.
I thought it was so great. Ding, ding, fist fly.
They just go bang.
They're throwing punches, they're throwing haymakers, and they're not landing any of them except the body shots. And
then they go into a grappling setup that was just, they're grappling. Those 2 dudes, I could watch them roll around on the mat all day.
But I want to talk about real quickly, though, okay, 22 seconds into the match, right? We've thrown haymakers, hit each other in the ribs, and I'm so freaking hyped. And it's because of the way we started the match, because we had all this freaking mayhem happen.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys fight away, and these guys haven't even blinked about that.
No.
It's all about us fighting each other.
They've made the world smaller.
And if one of them lands a haymaker, it looks weird. It's early in the fight. I thought it was really well done that they landed only body shots.
Yes.
That it wasn't, I punch you in the face, you punch me in the face. I punch you in the face. Which is a cool thing sometimes, but it also can be overused.
Oh, definitely.
This completely felt like a real fight. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
like you said, their expertise isn't that anyway. Both of their expertise is on the ground, and then they go to the ground, and we get just fantastic pro
Counters,
wrestling.
chains. You got fantastic pro wrestling grappling. You got fantastic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wrestling. You got fantastic catch wrestling. You got so many different things if you were paying attention in all these transitions and all these counters, and each one had a next move. It was all linked. It wasn't I do a move, you do a move. I do a move, you do a move. It kind of worked that way, but it didn't feel that way because it felt like natural. It felt like there was a flow of I'm doing this to get to this, and then you do this to counter that. It felt like chess.
And we talked about this with some other match the other day, and there wasn't a whole lot of regripping.
No,
they knew what they were doing. Everything flowed into everything else. When they did wind up using punches or kicks or elbows, they were firm.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot of them were in the head area, and it allowed them to be completely brutal with one another.
Yes.
And the whole thing was brutal. They stretched the hell out of each other throughout that match. It was 2 rolling butterfly suplexes into a butterfly
Bomb, kind of.
DDT thing.
Yeah.
Dude, Kyle O'Reilly, the fact that he hasn't been a singles wrestler the whole time, I'm like, what is going on? Because he is so freaking good. And Pete Dunne, they mentioned that Pete Dunne said, I used to carry NXT UK. And to be honest,
He was.
Walter doesn't get the buzz of people wanting to watch matches like Pete Dunne was. When NXT UK first came out, I thought of it as must see. And I was only turning over there to watch Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
And Ripley.
Yeah.
And now they're over here. And I like Walter. I like him a lot. And that Dragunov match is good. But most of the time when he's wrestling, I mean, it's kind of hard to buy that anybody can handle him. And Pete is able to
Sell me.
bludgeon people along with show pseudo vulnerability. This again though, O'Reilly heel kick, forearm axe smash. The mouthpiece comes out. Again, multiple submissions. We get onto the apron and
He counters him into a suplex off of the apron onto the floor.
right, rolls him into the ring, and his finisher is crazy. Because O'Reilly goes to the top rope and then jumps and puts his knee right below the neck onto a head that's laying on the ground, or onto the neck, and his head's laying on the ground. He's caught up in the ropes. Brutal looking spot. And he has his left leg is significantly below his right, so I don't know that he even actually touches him.
Yeah.
But it looks like, oh my God.
It looks like he cut his head off. It looks like an axe, like you're chopping somebody's head off.
With a knee.
Like a guillotine, drop from the...
Yeah, and
an actual looks like a guillotine, doesn't, not the stupid Hulk Hogan guillotine lip drop.
Right. Am I wrong to say that this could be in my top 10 matches?
Oh, easily. I was thinking that when I watched it. If it hadn't been for 2 commercial breaks, it would be definite.
You know what's great, though?
Picture-in-picture helped, but...
If you watch it on the network this week, you can really evaluate it because they don't have the picture-in-picture on the network.
Nice.
You can just watch the whole thing in its entirety. I can't wait. I'm going to do it today sometime.
Yeah.
Because I'm evaluating it as... I'm literally thinking, is it top 5 or 10?
Yeah.
And
it's up there.
And dude, what's crazy is we were talking about doing our end of the years.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to break this to you if you're here for NXT, but Phoenix wrestles Omega on Wednesday, the 30th.
It could jump right in there.
O'Reilly wrestles Finn.
Mm-hmm.
And that other match is already in there for me.
Yeah. So
I can't do it on the 29th because
the two
I
matches,
could have match 1 and 2
Jump
on
in.
the 30th.
Yep, sure could.
And this was
So tough.
It's so great. So absolutely great. And O'Reilly, of course, wins. Shotzi versus Indy is next with the way at the side. And this was okay. It tells where we're going. It wasn't great. Indy is a little...
Green.
Shotzi's not good enough. Shotzi's very good. She's not good enough to be in there with that.
I was thinking the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
if you put her in there with Candice LeRae, she's going to look great.
Right.
Put
Exactly.
her in the Indy where she's having to carry the match, it's going to look a little hinky.
And I think Shotzi's going to be a star. I think Indy's going to be very good.
Oh yeah.
It just wasn't today.
They're just coming up
Right. And so Indy winds up utilizing the trophy
and getting caught.
and broke it, which I think the real takeaway from this is Shotzi gets the DQ win, and that Indy is going to be in big trouble for breaking that trophy. Because
Really expensive.
if you're going to go out there, because if you're stealing a trophy from a Little League banquet, you're going to hell.
That's it. There's a special place.
So Johnny making the choice to go to hell
Yes.
for his wife's happiness,
What a sacrifice.
and then you break the trophy, Indy's in big trouble.
I think so.
I think so too. Okay, Bronson Reed returns, and let's go. I love Bronson Reed.
I think that dude's a superstar.
Right, I love him, and it's great. Karrion Kross entrance was a little bit longer than the match.
Here's my only problem. That's my only problem with the whole show.
Right, what's that?
I didn't get along. I wanted Karrion to wrestle somebody. I miss him.
Yeah, and I'd like to see Desmond Troy get to wrestle, but
That dude looks like he might be something big. I'm telling you right now. I looked at that dude. I looked at his physicality. I looked at his frame. I looked at that
All-American wrestler from like
All-Ameri-
Michigan.
Yeah, that dude. That's one of those guys. You look at him right now, you might say, "I remember when I saw that guy wrestle a jobber match."
Yeah. Now, Karrion, like you said, jobs him out pretty quick. Like, my only real takeaway from this was watch Karrion Kross's matches sometimes, especially the squashes, and watch Scarlett.
Mm-hmm.
They should sometimes just split screen their matches.
Yes.
She acts like she literally lives vicariously through him. She's the harbinger of evil or whatever.
Modern day, and I say this it might sound bad, but what I mean is the highest compliment I can give. She's Paul Bearer. Remember when?
Yes, Paul lived and died by every movement the Undertaker made. It was different. It was but it was still. She's more evil,
Yeah,
but not
but not. Yeah,
right because who's more evil than Paul? Who
yeah,
I don't want to get into how he wound up having his family, but
but
right,
but yeah, it's the monster doesn't have to react because I react.
right. I'm the monster's emotion.
Yes,
The monster doesn't have emotion.
No.
I have emotion for the monster.
he has rage.
Right. Almost a systematic rage.
Yes.
Ever Rise and McKenzie backstage, and the one with
Well,
the
first it
headband
was
on.
Sway for a minute or two.
Yes, and and I like where he's going. He needs to be a heel. He's too smooth to be a baby face.
Yeah, too arrogant.
Yeah.
I love him. I think he is great.
Absolutely. And Ever Rise was great here, dude. That little dude with the headband was just screaming, and
He's like Joe Pesci as a wrestler.
Yes. And correctly stated that it was a 2-on-1 match, and they're petitioning the governing bodies to overturn the ruling. And there shouldn't be a rematch because we won. And then the other guy starts talking, and I love this little. Like I said, I wanted them to go away 3 weeks ago. I never want to see them again. And all of a sudden, where are these guys? Where was this? I don't get it, but it's great. Okay. Loomis finishes his art, and lo and behold, he is going to be the host for NXT's New Year's Evil.
His guest host will be Teller of Penn and Teller.
Do we know if Evil from New Japan, his contract is coming up?
Oh, that'd be awesome. New Year's Evil.
Everything.
It is evil.
Okay, first of all, that's not a spoiler. I know nothing, and there's no chance that Evil's going to show. I was just dreaming there.
Yeah.
But how cool would that be?
Oh, yeah.
If Eo's married to Evil, right?
Yes, they're married.
So it would make sense.
It's possible.
If we're going to call it Evil, by God. But I love the idea of having a host of the show that doesn't speak. And he'll just draw scenarios
Yes.
that either embarrass or heighten what just happened.
I think that'd be perfect.
Vic Joseph.
Yes.
Jeepers Creepers.
Vic Joseph.
Vic Joseph, I apologize.
Whatever.
But if you shouldn't have a one-syllable first name if you don't want me getting it wrong.
No.
Okay, Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm. Again, I liked it.
I did.
It was great. Ripley doesn't do good. She only wrestles great matches.
Mm-hmm.
And this was tough. It was stiff. Toni is so much better as a heel
Yes.
in the ring than she is as a face.
So much better.
She's allowed to do different, you're allowed to just get away with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you more formidable, you know? And,
especially against bigger wrestlers.
yes.
Raquel Gonzalez gets involved.
Correct. Okay, let's just skip to the finish because it was good, but two things. Rhea Ripley's leg drop is so much better than Hulk Hogan's.
Yeah. You said that like there was a question. Like
Okay.
that was some sort of revelation.
Your finish is Storm's on the apron.
Nia Jax's leg drop is better than Hulk Hogan's.
Way better than Hulk Hogan's. Right. Storm's on the apron to get out of the riptide, and she winds up hitting Gonzalez, who has come to watch from Camera World. She winds up back into the ring, and as the referee is checking on Storm, Ripley on the apron outside of the ring rope on the ground side of the ring. Gonzalez in one motion in probably 3 seconds pulls Ripley off, grabs her leg, pulls it, catches Ripley, who is probably almost 6 foot, and lawn darts her in almost one motion.
Yeah.
That is incredible
Raquel
what she
Gonzalez,
just did.
yes.
Lawn darts her into the corner so perfectly that Ripley gets caught up in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing. And
It
then,
was
of course, that's the butt to the head that Storm does, and then she turns around and hits Storm 0. 1, 2, 3. Ripley loses absolutely nothing.
No.
If you like Ripley, you're furious at Gonzalez. Gonzalez looks like a star in less than 2 minutes of work.
Yep.
Toni Storm looks formidable going into a match with Io Shirai, which you had doubts about 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Before she turns heel, and even immediately after.
Yeah.
And I'm getting Gonzalez, Ripley, Io, Storm
Yeah. I've advanced
in this division.
several plot lines, one match.
Shotzi's still in a thing with Candice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
And somehow we skipped over.
go ahead. Oh my God, I was saving it for the end because it was great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Zia Lee and Boa. Just tell.
Oh, they had this. They had the secret torture chamber video again,
Which
or
we've been doing
training.
3 weeks now, right?
3 weeks now. They've got Zia Lee throwing kicks over and over and over again, begging to stop, and you're like,
She's bawling.
Yeah, she must be like kicking a tree or something.
Hands are bloodied.
Hands are bloodied. And you see Boa, and he's getting hit with something over and over, and he's begging for it to stop.
And the week before, she had been hitting the, what did you call it?
A Mook Jong. Which is a Wing Chun training dummy.
And he was getting bludgeoned with sticks.
Yes.
And now we're getting the same images,
Almost.
but what's the reveal?
The reveal is it's Zia Lee having to kick Boa over and over again in the chest. And
It hurt my soul
Oh, it
to see her
looks so-
crying and knowing she's kicking him.
Yeah, and him having to take and begging her to stop.
With the evil
Mastermind.
elder for one, and then
Yeah.
also in the over the left shoulder, I believe, of Zia
Yeah. The
is
Dragon Lady.
is the dragon lady.
Whatever we want to call her. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is kind of a trope, but I'm not going to get too bent out of shape about it because at least they're making her look formidable. and
Right.
powerful.
She's going to be a killer.
Yeah, I am very excited, and I would not. Zia Lee
Has been nothing but vanilla ice cream since she walked into the company, and you're
Yeah.
like, this girl can. They show her in the weight room. She can squat the world. Her kicks. They've told you that she's this fantastic martial artist, and she is. And yet, nothing.
nothing.
She was dancing with fans.
This is
her spot.
interesting.
Oh my God,
This
it is.
It's dark.
Right.
This is adult, real. It's not real, of course, but it has a feeling of, impact, of meaning, of, emotional content that you don't get with a lot of other stuff in the show, of any show.
What to your point, we talked about in the other show we just taped about Raw. They want more adult content. And even though 1 million people watch Raw that don't watch this, although I would argue that a big portion of that million that watch Raw and don't watch it on Wednesday night are watching it on the network anyway.
Yeah.
And so I don't think those numbers are as far apart as you think they are, as somebody would think they are. This is the kind of content I think that a USA Network executive is looking at. And can I ask you an even bigger question?
Yeah.
Or go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you can even compare it to Vince McMahon doing the same story right here, or a version of it. The Ultimate Warrior teams up with Jake the Snake Roberts, and they do the Ultimate Warrior training. Do you remember how hokey and campy that was when he was going to face The Undertaker?
I get it, buddy.
Yeah. Compare that with this dark training montage. I don't know how you can. I think this is so much better stuff.
But now,
And I love Jake the Snake.
I want you to think about this. We have backstage at this show, according to what I looked up this week, unless they haven't updated it, Terry Taylor, Shawn Michaels, Hunter, X-Pac. I didn't see his name, but I had heard he's there. Road Dogg, Steve Corino, Dave Finlay, Scott Armstrong, Sylvian Grenier, Tyson Kidd.
Holy crap, dude.
These guys are in Tampa. Why can't 2 of these guys drive over to Raw?
I don't understand it. I don't understand.
I mean, I get that some of these guys are trainers.
Doesn't matter to me. That's booking geniuses right there. All those people you just talk about know the business.
Dude, if you know anything about pro wrestling, you know Steve Corino
Yes.
is a freaking genius.
Yes. About telling stories.
And I just picked a name that if you don't know wrestling, you won't get it. Tyson Kidd's a genius.
Tyson Kidd is a genius. Some of the best matches you've
Fit
watched
Finlay?
in the last 10 years have been Tyson Kidd matches.
Right. Fit Finlay?
Genius.
HBK may be the genius
Yes.
when it comes to putting together a wrestling match. Hunter is one of the geniuses when it comes to building a
Program.
when Hunter Hearst Helmsley got into a program with a human being, that guy, win or lose, was elevated.
Yes.
Now, there were some missteps in there along the way, but bottom line, whoever got into a program with him got the hell beat out of him for a month, and you cared about that dude when it was over.
Oh, yep.
And you cared about him more than you did Hunter. You wanted Hunter to go away because you were mad at him, and you wanted the baby face to go all the way to the top.
Yep.
And Road Dogg, I mean, dude, I don't care what you say about the Armstrongs.
Road Dogg knows
They
more
know
about,
pro wrestling.
about to say, Road Dogg has forgotten more about wrestling than 99% of people, that creative team will ever,
Yeah.
if you're talking about writers versus that guy.
And here's the other thing. If you're talking about, hey, I want a guy to be able to talk, Road Dogg, Hunter are in this pile of people. And not only that, they're smart enough to know that person's not really able to walk out there with a microphone yet. We need to do a backstage segment. Let them do some of those more.
Yeah, where we can edit, we can cut, we can do it a couple times, get it right.
And that's one thing you have with a USA Network, right? Is they're not going to be. They don't follow pro wrestling. They're not going to know that Steve Corino being in Tampa is hurting them in Orlando. They're not going to know that Scott Armstrong, who they don't even they never saw a Scott Armstrong match.
No.
And they're not smart enough to know that a referee has a whole lot to do with the way a match works.
Yes.
Or that he was helping to book house shows and do all these other things for years and years and years. They're not going to get all that. All they're going to say is, I want more adult. They're not going to know why or how to get there. And this show is so much better than that other show. Now, SmackDown has been better than it used to be lately. Had a little bit of a misstep this week. I'm looking forward to Tables, Ladders, Chairs. This is what
I like in wrestling.
Right. And even if you want to turn this into 3 hours and make more of the
Instead of making it 3 hours, I wish they had another hour show, like that was separate. Like do a weekend show.
Oh, I was talking about Raw.
No, I was talking about NXT.
Oh, I get you though. Absolutely, they could absolutely do a hour on the network, just wrestling style show, and let the Bronson Reeds and all those guys do their thing, and the women get more work in it. Be actual developmental.
Yeah.
But what I was talking about is if you wanted to turn what they do here into Raw and make it more of what you want with an adult style content, as in somewhere between what Roman is doing and also segments with like what Bo is doing in The Fiend and things like that. You could do that with this style of wrestling and stuff, and it would be, I think, exactly what they want. I just don't know that they have the players in place to do that without moving some of these people from.
Well, and you've got to get rid of one guy.
Well, he ain't going nowhere.
I know, unless the money changes everything. You know, at some point,
it is a publicly traded company.
If you keep having things go, somebody's going to get the impetus in their head that we can, you know, the king gets weak, you know, the foundation starts to crumble.
Or, you know, or maybe at some point it's time for Hunter to be more than just.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Somebody's going to have to do a takeover.
Well, I don't know about that, but anyway, that's a different show. This was wonderful. I loved it.
Oh, NXT was great.
Yeah, okay. So for Justin, from EKP, this has been a Go Home Eat production, copyright 2020. Thank you. Have a great week.